Good morning, guys. It's January 31st, 2023, 10 minutes before the market opens, and I am just finishing up my watch list. So before I start with my watch list, let me just show you our website. It's called eCourse Unlock. If you want to learn more about day trading, please feel free to go to our website. It's called ecourseunlock.com, and in that website, you have some links that can help you start on your day trading journey. So to begin with, I do have a book that is now available in Amazon. It's called Day Trading Unlocked by Mary de Guzman. If you want to learn how to become profitable in day trading, go check that book out. We do have our courses that are offered. Currently, the course that is offered is day trading. And if you click on that link, then it will show you the day trading course that we offer. We do have that trade recap as well, our services, and the syllabus. So if you enroll in this Day Trading Unlock e-course to learn how to become profitable day trading, it has more than 35 hours of learning content, and weekly we add to the content, so the learning never stops. So with that, we do have 10 chapters of that, and yeah, so come check it out. So for today, I am watching a couple of stocks. To begin with, this is my watch list. So I'm watching SPOT. SPOT has almost 500,000 shares right now, and the float is 129 million. So this is not a low float stock. I can see that I do have some levels here before. So that means I have traded this stock before. So I always wanted to do my levels as well. And we do have 8 minutes left before the market opens. So I'll be putting in the levels here. So pre-market high is at 111.43. And then pre-market low here is at 99.72. So that is below yesterday's close. And then, so that is SPOT. Mara is up by 3.3%. This is the daily chart. It's an inside of yesterday's candlestick. So this is an inside bar. Not really a fan of that. I stay away from an inside bar because unlike a trend day, it will just be a range bound trade, meaning it will be on that range. So it's hard to make a big runner if it's going to be a range kind of day. And then LAC has 1.1 million actively being traded. Market cap is 2.9 billion. So this is not a low float stock. I like that it is right now a gap away from all these candlesticks. I'm looking at the daily. So pre-market high is at 24.94. That 25 level acted as a strong rejection there. So that's LAC. And then I do have MSGM. MSGM is the low float stock of the day, and this one has 6.5 million being actively traded, and float is for 60,000. So very low float. So this is, I probably would just watch this one because with that low of a float, some big pocketed trader can just easily dump their share, and if you get trapped in the wrong side, then that can easily get your account wiped. So I will just watch that. And then for my gap down list, I am watching MU. MU had a gap down of 4.2 right here, 4.2%. So that meets my criteria. So I am putting in my level here, pre-market low. Pre-market high is at 60.31, and 60.31, and that is my pre-market high. Pre-market low is at 58.63. So that is MU. I do have some levels here because I've been trading that before, and of course it deleted the new levels that I have. So pre-market low is at 58.64. So strategy here is, since this is a gap down, I would like to short this one if it goes below 58.64. And then Pfizer or PFE, it had been trending lower for the past couple of days. So this can be a gap down, and it had gap down 1.8%, although that is a bit flat. I will be interested in shorting this one if it goes below 41.84. Less than 5 minutes before the market opens. So that is PFE. XOM has a huge gap right here from yesterday, but I don't like that this big candlestick right here can just, you can just get trapped with these movements if you are on the wrong side. But I'll put in the level as well because we don't have a lot of stocks that we are able to watch today. So that is my pre-market low, 109. 114 is the pre-market high. And then Oxy is almost flat, 0.02. Nvidia is almost flat as well, 0.01. I'm looking at this one, how much different it is from yesterday's close. And that's where I get to have my gap up versus my gap down list. Coin is 2.9% gap up. So with that, I will switch that to my gap up list, which is the right upper screen. Pre-market low is at 55.64 and pre-market high is at 57.91. So for this one, just gonna change this level to a green since that is the pre-market high, and it is also an inside bar right there. Mara, we did look. This is part of the gap up, and let's see, trying to see if there's anything that is going in the scanner. Aside from that, what I'll do is look into the market view, and market view NASDAQ right here, most active, and this one is cheap price stock 0.38 DBY 2.74 LCID, one of the EV stock, and it's, so I will look into LCID. LCID here is, or Lucid Car Motors, pre-market low is here, pre-market high, so not a mover. But I don't have anything else that I get to watch because not a lot of stocks are moving right now. So I'll just put it in right there. Pre-market low, what else? Tesla, I like watching Tesla. Tesla is, let's see here, pre-market low by 1.2%. Not a lot of movement as well. So pre-market low here is at 163 and 165 is the pre-market high. So that is it for my levels. So not really has that A plus list here. Looking at it again, spot is part of my top lists because of that gap up. So SPOT is the one that I will be looking at, as well as LAC. LAC is my top two. So LAC here and Mara. So I will be looking at SPOT, LAC, and MU for my gap down. So for this one, just turning off my pre-market data so I can see this clearly. Hello everyone, it's January 31st, 2023, and the market is officially closed. I am here to do a market recap, and I will just keep this short and sweet. So to begin with, let's look at what the SPY did today. So the SPY did, looking at the daily, it was an inside bar. So it opened right here, which is inside this bar from yesterday. So it was an inside bar, meaning it can just pretty much go from this high 405 up to this low around 400.45, but we did see that push before the market closed. So around power hour at 3 p.m. we did see that push. So yeah, way to go SPY. So for the first trade that I did HLIT. I found this one in the scanner because I can't find anything else that's good out there to trade. So the strategy that I did here was a short strategy. It was a gap down from the scanner, and we do have that higher high, higher lows. When I look into this trade, I see that there is this moving average. I entered short at the sign of reversal, which is here, added to my position. This was add right here at the VWAP is a bit aggressive, but I keep lowering down my stop loss, and I was all out right here. So with that little bit of a move, I was able to get 316 for that. So that is the HLIT trade. Then the next trade is LAC. LAC is the big loss that I have for today. I was actually stubborn on this trade just because if you look onto this, and this is the lesson for me for the day. This is the pre-market high, this is the pre-market low, and look at where the opening is. Opening is in between this pre-market high, pre-market low. When that is the case, and that has been on my trade book, but I totally was not in sync in the market today because I was forcing some trade. But when that is the case, I shouldn't be touching it for an opening range breakout, because an opening range breakout, the good play is if we have that gap up right here and the open is close to that pre-market high. Now it's the opposite on the opening range breakdown. So let's say you have a breakdown right here. That's a gap. Previous day candlestick is here. You have the opening, which is all the way down here. When it is close to your pre-market low, then that's a good place to short the stock. But when it is in between, just like this, opening range breakout is not an A+ setup, and that's how I ended up with that huge loss right there. So I shorted it here, got stop out, short again because I saw that this one was having or forming that sign of reversal, got stop out, and I just keep doing what I should have not been doing. So short again, short, and all out right there. So paid big amount for that mistake right there. So that is the LAC trade that I did. Not really proud about that trade, but lesson for me is stick to my trade book. If it's in between my pre-market high and pre-market low, then let it do what it wants to do, because it can just consolidate and it will not give me an edge just because it is not on that extreme price. So yeah. Next is MGAM. MGAM is a low float stock. Float here is 13.4 million. I was just initially watching this one. It had moved from $1 all the way to 2.5. Got a little bit of FOMO here, so I chased this stock, and I will admit that I went long here, got stop out, and went long again. And with that long right there, I got stop out. But the stop out right here that I did, I was actually just exited my position 50%. I was holding to my position because when I saw that this previous candlestick had a huge sign of bullishness because of that wick right there, so I kept half of my position, and sure enough, once I kept that half of the position, then we got that move right there. So that move, I was all out right here at 2.43. So with that little bit of a move, cheap price stock, I was only able to get 71. So only just like a break-even trade. Considering the commission, yeah, that's just a break-even one. The trade for the day that saved my day was this MSGM. MSGM was such a mover, but this one is an advanced strategy just because it's a very low float stock. It is 460K shares. So it started at around $7, and with that $7, it went all the way to 28. When I saw that, I was already late to the party. It is already starting to consolidate when I saw it. So I needed a good conviction that this one still has a room to go higher, and that's what I was waiting for. So at power hour, which is from 3 p.m. until 4, I saw a potential here to have that push higher. So I saw that the volume is, so this is the red bar right there, corresponds to this. I was looking at the price action, the levels. We do have a level right there, touches that twice. We do have that level right there. So that level is acting as a strong support right there. When I saw that this candlestick right here did not even have the capacity to even go closer to this support right here, we do find a doji, and this is where the first candlestick that we get to see, which is a sign of bullishness right here. Looking at the volume bar right here, this is from the doji, and the volume here when it's starting to push higher is starting to pick up. So when I saw that, I went long at the break of the high of this candlestick, added to my position, and covering my position right there. So with that big of a move, I know it doesn't look as big, but if I hover right here, so that is 20.49. I added here, most of my position was, bulk of my position was on 20.42. Added 22.02, all out at 22.49. So that is around $2 move right there. And that had made my day into a green trade, or into a green day. Next one is Roku. So what I did with Roku was I shorted it, and not a big mover. So saw signs of weakness right there. So I shorted it here, stop loss right here. Sure enough, I got stop out right here. Re-entered short here, now has a bigger position, and got a little bit of a move, trailing my stop there. That's why when it pushed up, I was already out, and I was able to get 177 with that. So that is the Roku trade. Then the next one is Spot. Spot is another difficult trade that I did at the open. Was trying to do an opening range breakout and was not able to read it clearly, really choppy at the open. And that's also because if you look at what the SPY has been doing for that first couple of like 5 minutes, it's just been going up and down and very choppy. And that's why at the market open, everything for the most part is very choppy as well. So for this one, I traded this one to the short as well as to the long side. Let's see here. Okay, so what I saw here was it's a huge gap up. When it's a huge gap up, then I am long bias on this. But looking at my level now, this is my pre-market low, pre-market high. The best entry here to the opening range breakout is when it broke past through this pre-market high. So that's 108, and I should have been taking profit already right here, 110. That's a $2 move, but I was late to this trade. So this one was chasing the stock. I long it here, added to my position, and I got stop out right here. Now Now, what I did was flip my position because now I'm seeing that it's about to go lower than the VWAP. So I shorted it here, flipped my position, and I got stop out there. Then I shorted it again because it's in the VWAP, got stop out. Now I reshorted it here. Now with this move, stop loss is right here. I was able to capture the move all the way right here. So that is 108 all the way to around 107, 107.25. So with that move to the short, I was able to get 160, but lots of overtrade here. So that's why it's just almost just a break even. Then to the long side, I was able to capture this move right here. But since getting a couple of stop or getting a lot of red trades to the long side here, which is the long is this trade, and with this was able to capture, that still got me into the red, so did not get to turn that one into a green trade. And then so that is the spot trade. Not really happy with that trade and not really that proud of that trade. But another FOMO here is once I flip my position to the long here, covered all the way here and trailing my stop, and look at where it went, passed through this high of day. And yeah, that's the FOMO right there. And then last trade is XOM or XN. This one is a very small position and did not get to capitalize on this, was just watching a bit extended here. So I shorted right here based from this doji right here. But again, it was a small position. I was looking for a different stock. And by the time I look at it, it already have that move. So I just closed my position right there. And good thing it was just such a small position that even that move, it just got me red into a $10 red trade there. So with that, was able to get 1K for the day, but a very difficult day for today. And I usually know if it's going to be a difficult day when we see a SPY forming an inside bar. So with this, it opened inside yesterday's candlestick right here, and this one right here, and this one right here is the one that gave me a hard time. So with that, it was just yeah, so with that, was able to turn this one into a green trade just because of this low float stock. Now I rarely, very rare, I will trade a low float stock, but this one just gave me that confirmation. I wouldn't recommend a low float stock to a beginner. Low float stock is for an advanced, and even for me, I'm really not comfortable trading a low float stock, but this just gave me a good setup because of that volume that's starting to pick up, and this level right here acting as a strong support. I do find a doji right here, and there's a confirmation because of this candlestick right here, the white. So I entered at the break of that candlestick and even added here, but very tight stop loss. And stop loss is right here and was all out right here, and sure enough, it just flashed down. So with that, that was a 1K day for me. So I hope you had a green trading day, and I hope you had an easier day than me. I usually get to be done with my trade in the morning, but today I needed to trade almost the whole day. So with that, thank you for watching, and hopefully the next trading day will be an easier day. So I'll see you at the next one. Thanks.